So if you're like me and are not as informed about like deep Star Wars lore or the timeline or anything like that, will have watched this Acolyte trailer and been gagged and been like, oh my goodness, it looks great, but where in the timeline are we? What is this about? Like, what are the characters? So let's get into it, shall we? So this is coming from StarWars.com. Whatever you think the Acolyte is, it's not. Star Wars series creator Leslie Headland revels in the first teaser trailer. So I'm going to skip around here. The mystery thriller, which debuts June 4th on Disney Plus, upends the typical Jedi hero tale for a story focused on the dark side, disrupting a Jedi Order in its prime, and Headland can't wait to show us more. So the show is going to be set during the High Republic era, right? This era, by the way, was a significant period. It's 200 years before the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. There was a lot of prosperity, growth, and peace for the Galactic Republic. They called it the Galactic Renaissance. So, the Jedi flourished. They were facing challenges, but obviously they were kind of in their prime at that point. So it's set during the High Republic era. And the show will begin to unravel how an esteemed organization like the Jedi Order could be in its golden age and also on the cusp of the chaos that unfolds in the Skywalker saga. If Star Wars is about the underdog versus the institution, in The Acolyte, the Jedi are the institution. Headline says, I was so interested in a storyline where the Jedi were at the height of their power, and I don't mean the Phantom Menace, because at that point there's a Sith Lord in the Senate that they're not picking up on. Headland wanted to explore further back, when seeing a Sith seemed as likely as encountering a Velociraptor. Like, it's a thing I've heard of, but it's not a thing that you would ever consider you'd be interacting with. With a darker tone focusing on the duality that exists beyond the simplistic black and white view of good versus evil, the Acolyte asks a key question before the fall of the Jedi: what went wrong? Headland asks, and if the bad guys are actually the underdog, it just seemed like a cool reversal. So, I do like anytime Star Wars goes in the direction of, okay, yes, this good versus evil, light versus dark, whatever, but what are the nuances between that, right? Like, every single character isn't just all good and all evil. I reminded when what's his face talking about only a Sith speaks in absolutes, and that shit was an absolute. Anyway, sorry. And you just spoken to absolute. Girl, anyway, you see what I'm saying? It's just, I like when we get down to the nuances of things, especially as the story is going further and y'all trying to do more prequels and sequels and all type of shit. It's like, okay, so come at it from a different direction. And I really like this, especially because the teaser to me looks so fun. Like, it looks so good. Right? Okay, so the article goes on to say the teaser trailer features stunning fight choreography as series star Amandla Stenberg's character May faces off first with Carrie-Anne Moss as Master Indara, and then Lee Jung-jae's Master Soul. On set, the trio's skills coupled with the support of the stunt team was captivating. I was really impressed. Carrie-Anne Moss, Amandla Stenberg, and Lee Jung-jae. He really blew me away with how much of his own action he did. Headlands says, the way that they challenged themselves, they understood that it was important emotionally for the audience to see their faces. Let's pick another paragraph here. Okay. As the first live action interpretation of the High Republic era, Headland hopes it will be a welcome entry point for newcomers. Like I said, if you had no idea what was going on, but you were just like, the show looks good, but I need some background information. She said that the showrunner says it's good for people like newcomers like y'all, who, whether or not you read the books or watched other Star Wars series, you don't need to know too much to enter the story. In fact, like Saul notes in the trailers, our eyes may well be deceiving us. This is very incendiary Headland says before signing off, a glimmer of mischief in her eye. But whatever you think the Acolyte is, it's not that. It's a drop in the bucket, baby. Just hang in there and check it out. So yeah, that's just like a really brief overview of like what's going on when in the timeline this show is even happening, what's going on with the Jedi at this time, so that we can like orient ourselves before the show comes out. I think the show is going to be out in June, so we gonna see because I haven't, I missed my Star Wars shows, girl. Mandalorian ate me up. Even Book of Boba Fett was fun, and also Andor was good. So I'm just like, okay, keep it coming, y'all. We gonna see what y'all gonna give us. We gonna see. The fights and stuff looked fun in the trailer. I really liked that we got to see a little bit more of y'all using the Force when y'all fighting, because I'm just like, girl, if I had shiny laser swords that only reached so far out, and then I also had the ability to use the Force, I'm gonna be using the Force in every single goddamn fight, bitch. You know what I mean? And so my issue with Ahsoka, with some parts of Ahsoka, was that at times the like choreo, the fight choreo, whatever you want to call it, the combat fight scenes, whatever, it felt a little bit like stiff. It felt a little bit stiff and stale, right? It's especially because I was used to Ahsoka as a character just being able to move all over the place and like jump all over the place. Like I was just used to that. Now some people might argue, oh well, that's because she got a little older, she ain't moving like how she was moving before. And I'm just like, okay, I get it, but just from this trailer, just from the Acolyte trailer, it seems like the action will be more fluid than some of the things I was seeing in Ahsoka. I wonder how they would be able to even fix that, because I don't even think I can describe what threw me off about it. I don't know if it felt like it was a CGI body at times. Maybe it fucking was. I mean, maybe it was at this point, right? But yeah, it kind of threw me for a little bit. But seeing the couple of seconds, because it's a teaser, right? So I can't really like make a gigantic judgment. But seeing the couple of seconds that we saw from the Acolyte teaser, it seems like the action is going to really give me what I need. If there's enough of it, if there's a lot of it. And then I also saw that Daphne Keane, Miss X-23, was in there. She was in there, so it's going to be fun to watch her act. She was also in His Dark Materials, I think, too. Just a really, really talented actress, so that'll be fun to see. Amandla, of course, we're gonna be seeing her. It will be amazing also to see how just to see this actor in a different environment, right, in a different kind of show altogether. I think he's gonna do well. I mean, he carried the fuck out of that Squid Game or whatever, so it's gonna be great to see him in an entirely different kind of gig. But yeah, that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will check y'all out later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the waitlist there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Cold Wind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the waitlist, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.